So it's game night. Are any of those pre-boxed adventures any good? Well, we're going to find out. Welcome to the Grizzled Gamemaster. I'm Mike, and we're here today to talk some D&D encounters. And specifically, we're going to take a look at a couple products here from Steamforged Games. This is part of their Epic Encounters line. And these are complete encounters in a box, complete with miniatures, maps, 5th edition stats, and a scenario itself. And usually they're statted out for 3 different levels, like a low level, medium level, and a high level. And they come in usually 2 different sets per, I call it land type, because they have like a jungle one. This is the frost one I've got. And then they have like a fiery lava one. And this time we're going to be looking at the Hall of the Orc King and the Frost Giant. So usually they come to, like there's a set of usually about 20 miniatures for like the regular encounters. And then they have like a boss encounter, and it'll have like a 1 miniature big boss encounter fight. And they usually go to pair them together so you can actually play through the story with both. And these sets are great. We're going to open them up and take a look at the miniatures. And they retail for around between $40 and $50, right? But you got 20 miniatures in a box here for $45, plus 2 double-sided encounter map, tokens, and the 5th edition rulebook here. I mean, a rulebook, but a pamphlet with all those stats, the encounters, and these things take your standard monsters like orcs and goblins and like hydras and stuff like that, and they take a different twist on them, right? So, for instance, the Hall of Orcs that we're going to be looking at today, part of the one side of the map is inside in like a feasting hall, right? So they got special kind of orcs, right? So they have orc butchers, right? They're and then brewmasters that have mugs of ale that they're fighting with, and they have special miniatures like the orcs they have some orcs mounted on polar bears, which is amazing. I mean, you get 4 of those in this box set. That is awesome. And they have orcs armed slightly different than the orcs out of the monster manual, right? And so instead of like a scimitar or whatever, they have orcs with bows, and they have orcs with spears, and they have Orog enforcers. I'm going to take a look at the whole box here, but there's a whole bunch. And they're really awesome. But we also have like the giant as well. And this thing is huge. If you're into Warhammer Age of Sigmar and you've seen the Mega Gargants, this thing is the same size as an Age of Sigmar Mega Gargant. That's how big this thing is. So let's go to the table. Let's take a look at what's in the box, and we'll talk about it. And I'll let you know whether I think it's worth it or not. Okay, so here's a look at the boxes. Again, there are different terrain types. These are the frost ones, in this frozen tundra. Hall of the Orc King and the Frost Giant, of course. And take a look at the back of the box here. Show you what's in the box. There you go. So, and you get 20 miniatures in the Orc one with the map and the campaign book. We'll look at all that too. And then just 1 figure in the boss one, but he is massive and he comes with tokens for all the other orcs. Along with they both have double-sided map and scenario booklet that'll help you run through the scenario, which is awesome. So quite a bit of information in there and quite a bit of stuff. All of it cool. So let's take a look at what's in the Hall of the Orc King box here. Sorry for the out of focus miniatures there, but you get 20 miniatures in this, including a double-sided map, an exterior and an interior for the feasting hall scenario, and of course the booklet with all the rules, 3 different levels, stat lines depending on what level the party is, and a great way to look at some of these, a new look at some of these classic monsters, the orcs. Here's a look inside the Frost Giant. Again, double-sided map, outdoor in the interior cave. I didn't unfold those out for you all the way, but I mean, your standard paper maps. But if you don't get the orc box set, the giant one comes with tokens, so you have all the miniatures, so you can run the scenario in the feasting hall. the tokens, and again, of course, the booklet. And I'm gonna tell you this: the booklet is probably one of the best values in this box. The miniatures are cool and all, but the rules in this booklet, and the scenario rules. I mean, it's got everything in here. I mean, you got the stat lines for the giant. The frost giant is an awesome, imposing creature. Sorry, can't see the whole thing, but it's got 3 different stat lines: low, medium, and high level characters. So it'll always be a challenge. This is just a great way to play these. So you know, kind of change things up from the regular monster manual. That's for sure. And let's take a look at the figures up close here. These, you get 3 each of these, and these are just regular orcs, armed with spears, and 3 spears, and 3 with bows. And again, these are different weapons than what they're armed with in the monster manual, so you got the rules for those. Not that you can't, swap out weapon rules, but it's pretty cool to see them, with different options than what you normally have for orcs. And the miniatures are pretty awesome. Next up, we have my favorite of the set. You get 4 of these, and these are like the orcs on polar bears, and they got spears and bows. It's just awesome. I mean, I've never seen orc on a bear model before, and these are just great. Orc cavalry on polar bears. I mean, how cool is that, right? And the miniatures is just awesome. And you get 2 of these guys, and these are like an orc berserker. He is got the two swords out there. He's stripped down to the waist. He's fast. Got the stats of these guys, and they're great. Look at that ponytail. Come on now. It's just a great new dynamic miniatures for your standard orc monster. And this is what I'm talking about with like the unique to this setting. Like part of this is in a feasting hall, and this is the Brewmaster Orcs. They got spiked mugs of ale that he fights with. He's got a cask on his back. I mean, how cool is this guy? And the scenario is great because there's barrels of ale, and if they get destroyed, he goes berserk. Just a great miniature. I want to beat somebody with a spiked mug with an orc in my game. It's just awesome. Also, we have up next, like in the same like the feast and all scenario, we got the Butcher Orcs. This reminds me of like the butchers from the Age of Sigmar ogres. They're Orogs, whatever. He's great. He's got cleavers and a big bone saw, and he's got like some kind of bubbling gruel or whatever on his belt there, bowl. These are just great models, and the rules for them, you can just like grab random stuff out of pots and throw it at people, and there's charts for that in the scenario. It's just great. Here's the Orc Shaman. The Orc Shaman you get 1 of in there. This is the magical support for the orcs in the scenario. Again, he's a priest. He's got priest spells, but he adds that little bit of extra support for the scenario. And you can it's got different levels for him. So depending on how challenging you want the scenario to be, he's a great model. I mean, look at this, got that stitched together cloak and all the details he's got hanging off his stuff he's hanging off his belt and everything. Yeah, great Orc Shaman model. And here we have the Ogren. These are the bodyguards to the Orc King here, and they're a little bit bigger and bulkier than their standard orcs. There's great bodyguard models with a great weapon. You get 2 of these in the set, and the stats for these guys are great. So a little extra muscle there. Protect the king. And finally, we have the king himself. This is a great model. He's got the big hammer, the cloak, and the crown. This big beard. He is an awesome impending character, and he's cool in the scenario too. I mean, so he just adds that extra flair. You've seen the Orc Chieftains before, but this is the Orc King, right? I don't want to say he's regal for an orc, but he's a little cooler, I think, than some of the other chieftain models. And now let's take a look at all together here. We've got just what they all look like together. 20 models on here. Again, 2 of most of them, 4 of the cavalry, and 3 each of the spearmen and bowmen. Then 1 king and 1 shaman. So a lot of miniatures. It's like when you get like, you know, the cool cavalry model, you're like, oh, that one of those bears would be cool, but the fact you get 4 of them is just awesome. And there's the king and the shaman, the butcher. You know, so that's quite a bit of value in this box set, you know, like the double-sided map, the scenario booklet, which is pretty valuable on its own, and then 20 miniatures for under $50. Great deal. And here's a look at the giant miniature. And this thing is huge. We're going to take a look at its actual height here coming up. But look at the detail. It's got a sword sticking out of the shin. He's got the deer on his back, hanging off his belt. The giant axe with the icicles. This thing is huge. This is easily, you know, Age of Sigmar Mega Gargant size. Right? It's way bigger than any of the other Frost Giants I've seen. Awesome rules. It makes an awesome boss encounter to this guy. And here you can take a look at the height. Yeah, 6.7 inches tall. Yeah, easily right up there with the Mega Gargant. If you wanted to use them for that, you can put them on a bigger base. But what an awesome model. Here's like a look at him and the tokens and everything on the double-sided map. That's like the internal cavern map. You have him in there. This is a great value as well. I mean, come on, under $50 for this size of a giant, and you know all the rules and everything else that come with it is awesome. So they have other sets too. I'm going to give you a brief glimpse at some of these. This is one I can't wait to get next here. The Hydra is awesome. I mean, this is the Goblin and Hydra set. It's like in the jungle. They got goblins on frogs for cavalry. That is awesome. We'll review this when it comes out, when I get it. And the other set is like the lava set, and it's the giant and kobolds, or the dragon and kobolds. Is look at the dragon and everything that comes in here. And again, it's got all the tokens in case you don't get the kobold set with it. You can use them for this scenario. And here's a look all together, the dragon and the kobolds together. Just a great value in these boxes. I can't wait to see the lizardmen. Well, there you have it, folks. Steamforged Games Epic Encounters boxes. That is quite a lot of value for under $50. And the miniatures are really nice. So I'm saying this is definitely worth it. Especially I love the fact that it gives you like that new spin on some of these old monsters, along with some awesome looking miniatures, you know, and the encounters for you. I mean, it's right there out of the box, and you can play them through as a set. You can use the battle maps over and over again. You know, because they got like, kind of like, usually all of them have like one kind of like generic outdoor setting type map. So like, you know, frozen tundra, the goblins and the Hydra ones are in the jungle, and then the fiery lava ones for like the kobolds and the red dragon. So great sets. I can't wait to see what they're coming out with next. And they've kind of like teased it. I think it looks like lizardmen or something like that. So we'll see what the next set is. But I'm super excited about it. I'm definitely getting the goblins and the Hydra, because Hydra is one of the is an awesome monster that I've always thought never got its due in the monster manuals, almost in any edition really. So all right, so we're gonna take a look at those when they come out, guys. So thanks for watching, really appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. We're gonna come out with new videos every week. Doug's been killing it over there on the Age of Sigmar stuff, putting out 1 or 2 videos a week. Trying to get some 40K stuff out there for you, and trying to get back into some miniatures right now. I'm painting some miniatures for you. We're getting some of those videos out, but I'm in the process of moving as well, so it might be a month or so before I get those back to the painting videos, guys. But they're coming, and if you want, hop on over to our other channel, our main channel, the Grizzled Geek. It'll be linked down below, and help us out there. We're almost to 1 million views, guys, in just under 4 years over there. So if you want to help us out, go watch some of our videos. We do reaction videos over there. It's a general nerd culture channel. We do a podcast every Friday, discuss all the nerd news. So it's a lot of fun. Hope to see you guys over there. Really appreciate it. And I'll be back with some more D&D goodness in the next Grizzled Gamemaster. So we'll see you then, guys. Bye.